Hey, this is Reid's Reviews. Today let's look at this Digitech RV-7 stereo reverb pedal. This is a Hardwire series pedal, and so it's kind of a little bit nicer. You've got some metal knobs up top. The case is still plastic, but in general they've tried to, this isn't plastic though, but in general they've tried to make things look kind of nice. I've seen better, but it's not bad. You know, even though it offers several different reverbs, it's a pretty simple, easy to use pedal. We basically have the level. This is liveliness, which in a way is kind of, it's like a tone. You'll get more treble as you move it to the right, but it only affects the effect. So basically, the reverb that happens after the input signal will either have less or more treble in it, depending on if you have this to the right or to the left. And then decay is just the amount of time it takes, obviously, for the signal, the reverb signal, to stop. And then on the right, we have the various types of reverb. We have the spring, a hall, a gated, modulated, reversed, and a plate, and a room type of reverb. Let's start with everything at 12, and we've got it on the spring. It's a nice sound, pretty clean. Let's go ahead and crank the liveliness up all the way to the right. So again, it's the sound after you play that's in the reverb. You can hear that there's more treble in it when you have it all the way to the right. It's still kind of subtle, but it's there. We'll increase the decay. That's just a nice reverb pedal sound. Clean, professional. Let's go ahead and move it to the hall. Let's crank this up to the right. Goes for quite a while on the hall. Let's crank the liveliness or the treble. Okay. Put these back. Now let's shift it to the gated. So the gated, instead of hanging on for a while, it goes and then just drops off. As far as the reverb goes, you can hear it. It just goes and then cuts it off. Which is kind of nice. It's kind of makes it a little cleaner, I think, when you're playing, because you can move to the next chord or whatever, and you can the previous dies off, and so maybe it doesn't sound as muddy. And then the next one is modulated. Some of it's kind of subtle. It's not extremely drastic, but you can kind of hear some of that phasing going on in the background, it sounds like. All right, let's do the reverse. All right, this is kind of cool, but at the same time, in my opinion, it's a little gimmicky. I mean, there's probably a spot for it, but it's kind of hard for me to play when the reverse is on, because what I'm hearing isn't what I'm playing. So that's just me though. And then let's go to the plate. Kind of nice. Turn the liveliness down. Turn the decay. Just a good solid reverb pedal, really. And then let's go to room. obviously not as expansive as a hall. It's a little less pronounced of a reverb, but nonetheless has its place, and it's kind of nice. Another thing that's interesting about this pedal that it took me a second to try and understand. Let me get something that I can pop this case off with and show you, is they have something called tail on or tail off. And when the tail, well, let me show you the switch. It's in here, and you can't really see it well, but it's down in there. And when you have the tail off, which is when it's to the right, which it is currently set at, when you play, and if you were to depress the switch, the reverb stops automatically. So the reverb switch is down in here too. So I'm going to just play. I'll stop. You heard when I clicked it off, the reverb went away immediately. And when you do the tail on, I just switched it on. I turned the pedal off, but you can still hear the reverb. So it's kind of interesting. One of the things to note about that is that the true bypass, when it's on, when the tail is on, it's not really a true bypass anymore, because you're interfering with the signal in order to keep that tail coming through. But it's kind of it has its place, and there's probably people might need that. If you do, then great. Okay, so I put the lid back on. There's nothing really psychedelic or shocking about it. But at the same time, it's solid and it's nice. So as far as me recommending it, if you're looking for just a good old reverb that has some various different kinds of reverb on it, but isn't too complicated and isn't very psychedelic or whatever, this would be a good pedal. If you get a good deal on it, then buy it. Reverb's also present in a lot of other effects and sometimes in mixers and things like that. So again, it's another pedal, but it can add a very nice touch to your sound. Hey, if you're an effects enthusiast and you love guitars, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'm constantly reviewing old and new pedals, and you'll be the first to know when I do. Hey, hopefully this was helpful, and thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later. Bye.